and good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the spring edition of Talking with Springfield Township. I'm very fortunate to have with me Kim Flam, of course, the projects, events, communications, of Springfield Township. Kim, glad you could join us.
Thank you for inviting us.
As always, you know, we are always fortunate to have wonderful guests joining us each and every month when we do meet, and we are meeting quarterly. We do have some new people coming in for a part of your communications ... You are also part of Arts Connect,
Yes.
which is the important arm of the township as well.
Arts Connect runs all of the community events and art offerings for the township, and we're growing by leaps and bounds, and now we've got Catherine Smith, who is our education director, bringing all kinds of wonderful projects and new classes and things to the community.
Well, wonderful, Catherine. Glad you could join us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And so let's delve into this, because Arts Connect is going to be, I don't want to say taking over the township over the summer, but they kind of are.
How about we take over all township fun?
Okay, township fun. Let's make it that, township fun. So let's talk about that. What are we working on now that's making things, paving the way for the fun we're going to be experiencing this year?
We have a full summer packed with exciting new adventures, and the one that we're really gearing up for now is our summer camp program.
We've had summer camps in the past, but is this going to be a little bit different?
We have only had 1 week camps in the past, or a half-day camp. So this is our first time of doing a full-time, full summer camp program with before and after care, and it is going to be an art camp.
Wonderful. Catherine, you are actually considered the educational director of Arts Connect, correct?
Yes.
And what would that actually entail that ties into these wonderful summer camps?
So with the summer camps, I'm in charge of creating the curriculum, taking care of the accreditation that we need to have for an art camp, especially one that is all summer long. I'm also in charge of interviewing and hiring the counselors, training the counselors, and overseeing the whole camp as it runs.
So as we're looking ahead, you know, a lot of these changes to the new style of camp, is the township ready?
We are more than ready. We spent a whole year planning for this camp program, and by putting Catherine in charge, we're in good hands here.
We hope.
I think you can talk to him a little bit more about the camp and the counselors that we're going to have.
Well, the camp itself is unique in that the curriculum is not just arts and crafts. We are doing visual arts, and we have certified art educators who will be leading the classes. But our curriculum itself is a progressive curriculum. It's a philosophy where we are training and teaching our students and campers to be democratic citizens. So we're talking about community issues. We're allowing them to talk about the issues. We're allowing them to come to some conclusion about these issues and understanding how they can make a change in the community using their art, show their voice in the community using their art. So the art becomes almost secondary to the issues at hand, and the art becomes a vehicle to communicate what they want to say.
What a unique perspective. It's definitely a new ideal, definitely a change from a lot of the summer camps that we probably had experienced. Had you seen this model used before, or is this completely unique to the township?
Well, John Dewey is the one who started the progressive philosophy, so it's been there as a curriculum, but it doesn't always show up in a school setting because there isn't enough time. There are a lot of controls over what teachers can do in the classroom, and the camp gives us the freedom to do that. It's also a nice curriculum to have for a community to be putting on. Springfield Township as a township is the umbrella under which Arts Connect functions, but it's still part of the township, and Arts Connect is just an extension of that. It's the visual extension, so to speak, and I think that's a good place for that philosophy to be.
Kim, you've been doing a few of these before. This is obviously a very unique. What drew you to say, this is something we really need to look into?
I thought we tried this last year. You know, we had the concept of having the kids being powered through their artwork. So last year, for example, we just did a 1-week camp, and we gave the theme of litter in the community. I do all of the scheduling for the parks with the athletic groups. I see a lot of the times, not necessarily from the athletic groups, but from other people in the community, kids in the community, they might throw their trash on the ground when there's a trash can right there. And it's kind of like a personal pet peeve. So I figured, you know what, let's give this topic to the kids and let's see what they do with it. And we taught our camp, or we worked with our camp counselors and said, these are kind of some of the projects that we want to do, but we want the kids to have the voice. So our theme was on litter. The kids, when they were approached about, how does litter make you feel? They really got passionate about animals and the effect of litter on animals. So they created murals for public park trash cans. Mm-hmm. They created and designed their own coloring book that they then sold at a community concert, raised $200 for litter sticks.
Wow.
They wrote and recorded their own song about litter with a professional recording artist, and they actually sang that song in front of a live audience at our concert series. They did that in 1 week's time. Oh, also,
and their PSA.
They did. They
Yes.
also they created a commercial for YouTube about their theme, which they came up with, which was "Litter is bitter, take care of our critters." So we saw the success in that 1 week program and knew that we had something. The kids were so energized about getting behind a theme or a cause, and they really felt that they made a difference. Mm-hmm. And so every single week of this 11-week camp this year is kind of like that, where there's a topic, there's a community issue, and the kids are looking at that community issue and they're addressing it, and they have some say in what the final projects are going to be. And then a lot of these projects, again, are taken out to the community so the community can experience what the kids' voice is.
You're looking at a longer week. Obviously, we did 1 week with that, and we saw what out of that, like 5 projects.
Yeah.
What do you feel 11 weeks will bring? Either one of you, what do you expect?
At least 440 projects.
We love overachievement here in the township. Yeah. No, seriously, what are you really looking for when you're coming? Do you have a set goal? Would you say going into this?
Yeah, we have 4 main projects for each week. And then out of those 4 main projects, we have 1 that will end up in the community in some way. Either it's collecting shoes that go to a community, creating a lending library that goes in a community that doesn't have close access to a library. Could be birdhouses that go into a park so that we can have safe habitat for our animals. Mm-hmm. The kids can even take care of animals in the community. So, yeah, there'll be something. Murals.
I think we're also looking at things that are going to be long-lasting after the camp is done. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one of the trash cans is still back by the Grove.
We have 4 trash cans that are still out in parks.
So there are 4. So
yeah.
I knew that there were around, but
yeah.
we have enough of them, and we need more. But it's good to see that things are still being kids can come back later and say, well, I was a part of that.
Yep.
And I think that's part of that empowerment you're talking about.
That's right.
And they're an important part of the township. They're not just kids, they're citizens in the township, and they can have a decision and have a say.
Of course, we're talking about what the kids will be experiencing, but there's always going to be, as they have to say, the adults behind it, because, well, we adults like to have fun too. But who's going to be taking care of the camp? I mean, it can't just be the 2 of you, as much as you would like to have that much fun.
It is that much fun.
We will have a staff of 6. Well, actually, maybe 7. It's looking like we'll have more. We have the certified art teachers who are the lead counselors. And then we'll have 4 to 5 assistant counselors who rotate, and they are education majors, they're art education majors, some of them are just art majors, but they, most of them have had experience with kids in some way.
Do you find that it has been difficult to gain some of these people that will be following your lead?
No, we were really surprised.
We're getting applications like crazy.
I thought it might be difficult, but in creating this type of curriculum and putting it out there, so many people want to be part of it. And I think it's something that our country needs. We need to go back to learning how to be part of a bigger project. And the community, the township, it's a big project, and we are all part of it.
Sure. You are watching Talking with Springfield Township here on Waycross Community Media. I'm joined with Kim Flam as well as Catherine Smith. We're talking summer camps and Art Connect in the township. I've already gotten on to what's going on and who's taking care of it, but obviously we need to know where, because we got to send these kids somewhere.
Yes. So we are running our summer camp program out of the Senior Community Arts Center, which is at 9150 Winton Road, which is conveniently located right behind the fire department. Great access to emergency help if we need it, but that's
not that they'll be burning anything down.
No.
Oh no. No, but the whole bottom floor, the whole lower level of the Senior Community Arts Center is going to be dedicated for our summer camp program. We will be using some of the upstairs rooms also, and during the daytime it's used as a senior center facility.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's really great about that is there could be cross-generational interaction.
Sure.
So some of our seniors are really excited about the kids coming in to traditionally what would be their space, and so they're actually volunteering and helping out with some of the projects along the way, and they're just as excited about it as we are.
Did you see that last time? I mean, it was just 1 week, but obviously that cross-generational, like, can I peek in, can I take a look? Were you seeing some of that last time?
They were so curious. What are you guys doing in here? And it looks like you're having fun. And we had so many comments about it. It's just wonderful to have the kids in the same space. And it worked really, really well last year. This year will be a little bit more kids, so we've got a larger space dedicated for the kids.
Sure.
But I think it's going to work out really, really well.
Will we see more of that community involvement when it comes to presentations? Like they had performed last year, we had run the PSA on YouTube as well as here on the channel. Mm-hmm. Will we see more of that community activity as well?
So, for example, one of the weeks that we're doing, the kids are going to be working on puppetry. It's the same week that we are doing our Puppets for Lunch event. So they will be working with Madcap Puppets a little bit kind of behind. They'll get to see the behind the scenes before the puppet show goes to the live audience. But that whole week, the kids are going to be working on their own pre-show performance to that Puppets for Lunch production. So while we have a big audience of people coming to see our Puppets for Lunch event, the kids will actually be able to do the pre-show. They'll have center stage, be a part of that, experience, and then be able to watch the show afterwards.
So what I'm gathering, and I think this is absolutely awesome, is that you're not only building such great skills and have fun with crafts and art, because who doesn't love that during the summer, but also building self-esteem for a lot of these kids, because probably a lot of the times they probably have never been out in front of an audience or have been able to perform in this space or this means. Do you feel that you had some resistance, or were all kids involved last time? Because if they were involved last time, I'm sure they're going to go tenfold this year.
When they had to go on stage for the concert, there was some nerves. I will not lie about that. There was some nerves, but we were able to work with the kids who were a little bit more nervous and doing kind of like the snapping and keeping the rhythm. We'll do the same thing with the puppets. If they're just too nervous to do it, there's a part for everybody. It could be behind the scenes. There's so much that goes on to a production. You don't have to be on stage in order to be a part of it.
Well, of course, we've gotten the who, what, and where. We got to know when these kids are all getting together so that we can get more people. Obviously, you're still taking applications for the camp, and we need to know how we're going to be able to do that.
So everything is online. If you want to register for the camp, we're still taking counselor applications, so we're still doing that for another couple weeks. But you can register all the way up until 1 week before the particular camp session that you're interested in doing. So if you want to register for a camp session in August, you can do it all the way up to that 1 week before that particular camp session.
As long as it's not sold out.
That's right. If it's sold out, that's a different story. But you can also register now before March 31st and get $20 off each camp session. If you join as an Arts Connect member, you get another $10 off, making it $30 off. After March 31st, you can get $10 off each camp session.
So there are definite benefits to what's going on. For those who want to become an Arts Connect member, and they probably should since it is their community, what's the best way to do that, Kim?
They can go on our website, www.theartsconnect.us. We have individual memberships, we have household memberships, and then we also have a senior adult add-on membership. So if they're a member already of our senior center, for an extra $25, they can receive an Arts Connect membership and receive those discounts that go along with it.
So, God forbid, everybody, I'm the parent who wants to call in and say, or go in, can my child do all 11 weeks?
They can.
Or does it have to be specific?
No, they can do 1 week or they can do all 11. We also have before care and after care, which also makes our camp unique. Our hours for the actual camp program are from 9 to 3, which is pretty traditional for most camps in this area. But what's really great about ours is our before care starts at 6:30 a.m. So if you have to go to work earlier in the morning, that is an option. So 6:30 in the morning till 9 is our before care, and our after care is from 3 until 6 p.m.
That, like you said, that is very unique
Yes.
in a camp situation. That is very rarely offered any longer. And is that's a part of the camp, or is that an added bonus?
That's an add-on. That's an add-on purchase. So it is $20 for before care and $20 for the after care if that is something that's needed for the family. But that was in response to what the families needed last year. So last year they said, 9 to 3 is really hard for us to, I've got to be at work at 8 o'clock. That means I've got to be able to drop my son or daughter off at, 7:15, or I don't get off work until 5 o'clock. Getting here by 3 is just not an option. So we made options available for families that need that.
Excellent. I think that's a great add-on, especially for those who really want to get their kids out about and doing something, especially as we're making them a part of the community, which is absolutely wonderful.
And honestly, our before and after care is an extension of our camp program. It's not just sitting the kids in front of a TV or just letting them kind of run wild, or letting them just go outside. It's more activities, it's more art programs. They might be doing hip hop, they may be doing graffiti art, they might be doing something completely different than the theme for that week, but it'll be art related, but it'll be fun for the kids.
That is excellent. Now, of course, there's some of us who would really love to come and do the crafts, make candles, things like that. Trust me, I'm one of those kids who want to do it. However, we adults don't get that opportunity, but there are some great, wonderful opportunities that Arts Connect is offering throughout the summer that is entirely family-oriented. What else is going on via the Arts Connect in the township that we can all join in on?
Well, Jason, first of all, if you really, really want to make candles, we have all kinds of classes and workshops and drawing and painting, and we have just really ramped up the number of adult programs that we have available right now, and those are constantly being added to and changing and keeping all of that fresh. Besides that, we have expanded our summer concert series. So 3 years ago, actually, we brought summer concerts back to Springfield Township after being gone for quite some number of years. This year, our evening concert lineup is amazing. We have Stagger Lee, we're bringing in My Sister Sarah, and we're bringing in Soul Pocket, the Cincinnati Civic Orchestra. These are really big names in the community.
They are always a big draw, especially when you bring the Civic Orchestra. I mean, they're here summer and winter, but they are always a big draw.
Yes, they are a huge draw. And honestly, we wouldn't be able to do this without all of our wonderful sponsors. So we've got Northside Bank and Energy Alliances, Constellation, the YMCA, Evergreen. They all came and know that these concerts are important to the community and kind of are helping assure us that they will continue. But not only are we doing these evening concerts and have made the bigger names possible, we have added in lunchtime concerts. So the last Friday of every month from May through September, we have an afternoon small local band concert with a food truck. So you pack your lunch, or
well,
you can pack your lunch if you'd like to, but you can also purchase your lunch at one of the food trucks that are going to be there, and then listen to a concert on the back deck of the Senior Community Arts Center.
Was that something from an extension from what happened last year with the food trucks that invaded the township last year, where we had the kids actually helped create a food truck that year? As well.
That was part of our Young Entrepreneurs program. We did they did their own hot dog booth, which was really, really cool. But we started bringing in food trucks at our Touch a Truck event that the township does. And just with the popularity of food trucks, we thought, you know what, let's bring in some really unique restaurants on wheels and bring in the music element. That's our arts. We are going to be having like little small art booths that are also going to be set up during those lunchtime concerts. It just sounded like kind of our next step of how else can we bring music into the community, what's there out there right now for our business crowd. Let's bring something to them. So we're really excited about it. It's a trial, so we'll see where it takes us.
You never know what's going to bring. However, what a great way. The original concerts will be still on Thursday nights, correct? And then these new food trucks will be the last Friday of the month, correct?
Yes, last Friday of every month. They start at 11:30 and they'll go until 1 o'clock.
And I think it's kind of interesting that you chose to use local bands for that one. Was it easy to gain those local bands? Did you have people biting at the chomp on that?
Well, we actually have really mixed up the bands for these afternoon concerts, and we kind of themed them. So we have a little reggae band and Just Jerks, as the food truck, and we've got a little folk music group and barbecue. We've got a pop and a wings truck, and so it's kind of all like very unique and very different. We were more concerned about getting different genres, and something unique and different, but most of them are like right around here.
I love having local bands. I mean, that's just the heart again of the whole thing. So for those who are just catching on, you're late, but for those who do want to catch up, other than that, you were mentioning the puppets for lunch. Are there other lunchtime extravaganzas that are coming up that we can bring the kids to and enjoy?
At this time, we're doing the Touch a Truck, the puppets for lunch, and the summer art camp with 2 people. I think that's about what we can handle this year. But more to come, I promise.
Well, 2 is mighty, 3 is a powerhouse. So you guys are doing just fine. For those who also want to get involved, we've mentioned the website. We've mentioned giving them a call. Is there any way that for anybody you want to bring in, it's not just for the camps and it's not just concerts. It's about connecting the township to the arts and making one whole community.
It is. We're working a lot. We're getting a lot more calls from the community saying we want to be a part of this, which is really exciting. We've started doing committees to build these events bigger and stronger, and it helps us be able to do these bigger type things because we can't do it by ourselves. So volunteers are really starting to come in, and which is really exciting. Right now we have a concert committee and we have a Winterfest committee. Winterfest this year is one of those events that is going to be dramatically changed, and it's through these volunteers and their fantastic ideas, because these ideas are not mine. They are coming from our volunteers. They're making this happen. Winterfest, for example, I know we're kind of talking about the summer, but to kind of glimpse ahead, Winterfest in the past has been a day where you come in, it's a madcap puppet show, Santa Claus is there, you can make crafts, and then we have all of these games. Everything's held inside the Grove Banquet Hall. Right. This year, we're going to have a community parade. It's going to come down Winton Road, end up at the Springfield Townships Civic Center, where there on the lawn is going to be 8 different cottages, And in each one of those cottages, there's going to be different activities for families to be involved. We're going to have ice sculptures, demonstrations. We're going to have hay rides. We're going to have a petting zoo. And then back at the Grove Banquet Hall, we'll still have the Madcap puppets. We're going to have gallery space for our students in the schools. We're going to be able to showcase what wonderful artwork is going on right in our local schools through these galleries. And we're also doing the Cincinnati Civic Orchestra concert all in one day.
You sure you can handle this?
We'll see.
Well, we have our committee.
Yes, we need more people for that committee.
Good point. So
Yes.
the more the merrier.
Yes.
If anybody wants to get involved, obviously it's the artsconnect.us. That's the website. Of course, you can always call the number 522-1410
Yes.
and ask for you, of course.
Or Catherine.
Or Catherine. You're both, again,
Either
as we
one.
were saying, we're strong and mighty
That's
in
right.
numbers. And you're saying also our activity book as well.
Yeah, so this went out to all Springfield Township residents back in January, and this is a full guide of everything that we have going on throughout the whole year. So it's got our full calendar list for the full summer. You'll find in here, not only do we have concerts, we do theater productions. This year we're kind of making them kind of cabaret style, where we're going to have appetizers and then some great, entertainer.
Sure.
Bringing the ticket price down by taking dinner out of it,
because most of them have been the dinner theater.
In the past, they have been dinner theater, but we wanted to bring the price down a little bit, and that was the easiest way to do it, to still keep the entertainment top notch. We've got our local art show that's going to be in November, which is really exciting, and then we have the list of some of our new classes. Not even all of our new classes are in this guidebook too.
So for those who did not receive theirs or have lost theirs, can they basically go to the Township Administration Building and pick one up as well?
Yeah, they can go to the Township Building and pick one up. Also, the full copy is on our website, so they can look at it online as well.
Well, it sounds like the Arts Connect is definitely connecting us to some wonderful, wonderful things. Of course, we will be a part of the concert series and some minor things as well throughout the year. But as always, I like to thank both of you for joining us. I'm glad that, Catherine, you were able to join us for your first venue here on Talking With.
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to seeing you again. And of course, Kim and I will probably talk basically in September again after the camps. You'll probably need a vacation afterwards, but
We'll both need a
that
vacation.
usually happens. But we'll definitely talk and do a recap of the summer camps to see how we go.
Jason, we've known each other for a long time. When you know my vacation schedule,
I know.
October.
It's so true. It's so true. But again, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to having some wonderful things happening in the township.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for joining us as well. You have been talking with those in the know here on Talking with Springfield Township. Have a great weekend. Have a great time, and we'll see you next time.